Hey Jamieson Ukuleles! Welcome to your second virtual online ukulele class. I hope the first video was helpful. I hope that it was easy to play along with and it made sense. Today we're going to be doing a lot of the same things, but we are starting a new song. Like I promised in the last video, Allegretto is pretty much near complete. We just need to make sure that we review it and we practice it. We will be doing that at the end of this video. But the main goal today is work on a new song. So I've got one picked out for us. We're going to do some warm-ups first and make sure our ukuleles are in tune, and then we're going to get started on this new song. So I'm really excited. So hopefully Caroline is here and Rosie's here. Rosie, you might actually recognize this song. You may have done it with the violins. So stay tuned. Let's go ahead and grab our ukuleles. All right. Go ahead and grab them out of your case. Keep your instruments nice and safe up on your chest. You can play sitting down or standing up. If you'd like to sit, just make sure that your ukulele is in front of your chest here. Make sure that you have the body in your arm and your hands are nice and relaxed, okay? So if you're using a tuner, go ahead and place that on your ukulele's head, or if you're using a digital tuner like a website or an app, go ahead and grab that. Or if you have a parent or grown-up helping you tune your ukulele, go ahead and let them know that we're about to tune. Okay, so my A is right here. I'm using my tuner. It's a tiny bit flat, which means that the pitch is a little bit too low, so I'm going to tighten the tuning peg, which is the lowest one on the head for the A string. So tiny bit flat. I'm going to tighten it just a little bit. There we go. So that's my A. If you're using me to tune, I'll play this a few times so you can tune to me. Okay, then we have E. My E is spot on, so is my tuner. Has a little check right in the middle there. So E is good. C is next. Mine is just a tiny bit too sharp, which means the pitch is too high. So I'm going to loosen it just a little bit. And this tuning peg, if you follow the C all the way up, is the top tuning peg on the side that's closest to you. And since mine is a tiny bit sharp, I'm going to loosen it just a little bit. There we go. If you're going to tune to me, here's your C. And then finally we have G. Mine is a little bit flat. There we go. Alright, so your ukulele sound like mine? It should be. Alright, when you're in tune, let's go ahead and start our warm-up. So whenever we have taken a survey on which warm-up you'd like to do, one of the most popular songs has been Song of the Wind. So today we will warm up with Song of the Wind. I'm going to play the melody with you real quick. So just like we do in class, I'll play your introduction, and then it's all of us together. Ready? So here's your intro for Song of the Wind. What note are we starting on? Is it an open string, or do we have a fret being held down? Think about it. It's an open string. So we're going to make sure our left hand is right above the frets, ready to go for when we do have to put a fret down. But our first note is C, so we don't need to have any frets down ready and waiting. Okay? So here's your intro. Alright, so how'd that go? Nice and easy? I'm sure both of you got it. Caroline and Rosie, you're both pros at this song. Okay, so I'm going to play your accompaniment now, and you two are completely responsible for the melody. Okay, so I will not be playing the melody with you. It's up to you to keep count, tap your foot, think about the song in your head, visualize what notes you need to play next, and I will be playing your bass notes. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, or actually I'll do your intro for you. Ready? So. Alright. How'd it go? Were you able to stick with me? Let's try one more time. Okay? I'll go a tiny bit slower now that you both know how it sounds. And I'm going to play your intro, and then we'll try it one more time. Ready? Whoops. What's something you notice that's different when I play with you versus when we're all playing the melody, just one part together? What's really different? I know I have a lot of notes and that they're lower, but there's one thing that's really different that happens in my part that doesn't happen in your part, and that's this part right here. So after we do when you're doing, you have a bunch of rests after that G right here, right? You go and 2 and, right? And then you get to do this again. 1 and 2 and, before you start your next part. While you have rests, I have a part to play. So there's something happening during that space. And whenever there's something different happening in my part or another person's part than your part, that usually means we really have to count, because there's something, some notes taking up space that we're usually used to not hearing anything, right? So we really have to be good about, while you're holding this G, thinking either 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start again on 1, or you could think 1 and 2 and then you start again. Either way is fine, but you think 1, 2, 3, and then you have your melody again. Okay? So that's something to keep in mind when you're playing with another person, and you have a bunch of rests and they have another part to play. Counting is even more important. Okay, so let's get started on our new song, and then at the end, if we have time, well, we have time. At the end, we're gonna play through Allegretto one more time to review from last class. Okay, so our new song is called Tans Number 1, and we're only going to be working on the first 2 lines today. Okay, so I know both of you like to have the notes written out so that you have a visual aid. So let's write out these notes together. Okay, so your first note is G, which is what fret and what string on the ukulele. Don't play it, just think about it. Where is G on the ukulele? The 3rd fret on the E string is G. That's our first note. Our next note is F sharp. Where is F sharp on the ukulele? We've only talked about this a couple times. We had to play an F sharp when we played Are You Sleeping Brother John? F sharp is the 2nd fret on the E string. Instead of the 1st fret, that's our normal F. Our F sharp is the 2nd fret on the E string. Then we have E, which is open, D. This note is where on the ukulele? The 2nd fret on the C string. Then we have G again. A. This is an open string, right? This is the very top string open, the string that's farthest away from us. B. This is the 2nd fret on the A string. And then we have a new note. This is a high D. We haven't ever played a high D before. This is going to be the 5th fret on the A string. And I'll show you what that looks like and sounds like. Let's write down D, and maybe let's also write down 5th fret underneath that. I'm going to write my notes real quick. It's really new, really high on the 1st string, 5th fret. Then we have another B. This is the 2nd fret on the A string. Then we have another D. That is again the 5th fret on the A string. So I'm going to write 5th fret on the A string there as well. And then we have finally our last note is B, which is the 2nd fret on the A string. Have all these notes written down? All you really need are the letters. You don't need to write the staff and the notes unless you really want to. If you want to write that, go ahead and pause it right here, and you can write the whole staff and the notes on there, on their lines and spaces. But all you really need is down here, these letter names. I know that's helpful for you. What do we have at the end here? Do you remember that from the last video? 2 lines with 2 dots. What does that mean? This is a repeat sign. So that means that when we're done playing this section, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning and play all the way through there. So we get to play this section twice. If you want to, you can write this 2 times. Or you can write there's a repeat right there. You can write a repeat sign. Okay? I'm going to play through this once so you can hear it, and then we're going to roll the die for how many times we're going to play each phrase. Okay? We're only going to do these first 2 lines that I just had you write down, and then we'll see where we are for the day. Let's see. I might play the last bit of this song for you too. Okay. So this is what it sounds like, just the first 2 lines. So we have G, E, B, G, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then we go back to the beginning. G, F sharp, E, D, G. Oh, I messed up. I need to try it again. Alright, one more time. 1, 2, 3. G, F sharp, E, D, G, A, B, 2, 3, D, 1, B, 2, 3, D, 2, 3, B, 2, 3. Okay, so let's talk about how we're playing this D, this new note. We have a dot right here on the ukulele. Where's another dot? Do you see them on yours? There's one right here, right here. There's 2 dots here. And then there's also dots on the side of the neck here. So there's 2 places you can see dots. My eyes usually use the dots on the neck because we don't usually sit playing our ukulele like that, right? So we have it turned towards us. The sound can't go out to our audience. We're kind of blocking it by looking at the ukulele like that. So, looking at the dot on your neck, the very first one, that is the 5th fret. And the reason we have dots going up towards the body is so we don't have to count every single fret when we're playing, because that kind of takes a long time. We wouldn't really be able to move as quickly from, like, let's say I have to play the 5th or the 1st fret, and then we have to play the 5th fret. If I look at this dot, I can go 1 to 5 really easily without having to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And especially when you play even higher frets, if I had to play, let's say 1 to 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that kind of took me a second to find. But if I know my dots are 5, 7, and 10, and then the double dots is 12, that's really important because the 12th fret is where notes kind of are reset in a way. We have G, C, E, A, which is the exact same notes we have open, right? G, C, E, A. So the 12th fret is marked with 2 dots, and its significance is our notes get to start over in a way. It's like if you took the head of the ukulele and put it right here, this 1st fret is our original open strings again. Okay, so you can just keep that in the back of your mind. That's not important for this song, but just something to know why we have 2 dots there. Okay, so our first dot's 5, and our next dot's 7, and then I have 10, and then I have 12. So if I ever need a note and I know, let's say it's on the 9th fret, instead of counting all the way to 9, I can look at my 3rd dot here, which I know is 10, and then just move back 1. And then I have my 9th fret. Okay? Why don't I try and give you a challenge? Can you find the 8th fret really quickly? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 8th fret. So my first dot is 5, my second dot is 7, so 8 would be 1 fret higher than 7. Can you find, without counting it, but just using your dots, can you find the 11th fret? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 11th fret. So I know my double dots show me where the 12th fret is. I have to move 1 back from 12, and that's 11. Alright, one more. Can you find the 5th fret on the A string? 1, 2, 3, 5th fret. This is our new note that we're going to be using in this piece. This is D. And we're going to play this note with our pinky. Now, if the pinky is tricky for you to use, it's okay with me if you use your 3rd finger, use your ring finger. That's okay with me for this song, because the next note we play after this, we hold this for 3 beats, and then we move down to B, which is our 2nd fret. And we can move easily from 3 to 1. Some other songs, it might be really important that we use our pinky. But for this one, if your pinky is a little bit wobbly, a little unstable, it's okay if you use your ring finger for this one. Okay? So we're going to practice going from D to B. So your 5th fret to your 2nd fret. Ready? D, B, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to roll the die for how many times we have to do this, and then I'm going to roll it again for how many beats we get to count in between. In the music, we get to hold each note for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to roll the dice and see, I'm going to let the dice pick the number of beats that we hold it for. Okay? So if I get 5 beats, I have a whole lot of time to find my 2nd fret again, right? And then find my 5th fret again. If I only have 1 beat, I'm going to have to go 1. Okay? So let's give it a roll. So I'm going to roll 3 times. We're going to try this exercise 3 times. And then my next roll is for how many beats we get. Okay. 2 beats. Okay, so I'm going to hold D for 2 beats, then B for 2 beats. And then we're going to do it again. D for 2 beats, B for 2 beats, and then one more time. Okay? Ready? Find your D is the 5th fret. So we get to hold everything for 2 beats. 1, 2, here we go. D, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. That is a little hard, right? 2 beats is not a long time to find our notes. Let's see what we get this time. So we're going to do this next exercise 2 times, and then I'm going to roll how many beats we get. Almost fell off my desk. 4 beats. Okay, so a little more time to find our notes and fingers. Let's try. Ready? 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. B, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. B, 2, 3, 4. That's a little easier, right? In the music, that's how many times we'd play it. We'd do 2 times. But instead of 4 beats, we have 3 beats. So I have D, 2, 3, B, 2, 3, D, 2, 3, B, 2, 3. Okay. I think we should play it how it's written in the music once, and then we're going to go up and learn the first line of this song. So we're working on the second line once we're right now, okay? So let's play it as written. Ready? So start on your D. Go ahead and you can use your 3rd finger, 5th fret on the A string. 3 beats for each note. 1, 2, 3. D, 2, 3. B, 2, 3. B, 2, 3. B, 2. I bet you got it. I bet that both of you were able to play a D and a B, the 5th fret to the 2nd fret, and move right on time, right when we needed to. Okay, last thing we're going to do with this piece is play our very first line. Go ahead and look at your notes. It's G, right? What do you think is the hardest part of this first line? What do you think is going to be the trickiest thing to play? I think the hardest part is playing a D and then a G. We have to move from one fretted note to another fretted note, and it's not really a skip that we've done a whole lot in other music, right? I've gone from an opened note to a G, like in Song of the Wind, right? C, E, G. I haven't really gone from a fretted note to another fretted note in a while. So I'm going to roll the dice for how many times we're going to play D to G, back and forth. 4. Okay, so find your D, and we're going to go like G, G, this fast. We're going to do that 4 times. Ready? Let's see if you can get it right all 4 times. 1, 2, here we go. D, G, D, G, D, G, D, G. How'd it go? Was that a little too fast? Let's try it a little slower. I'll roll. Ready? 5 times. We'll go a little slower. Let's see if you can get every note, D and G. Ready? So we'll go 1, 2, here we go. D, G, D, G, D, G, D, I think that was 4. One more time. Did you get it every time? Maybe you got the last 2. However many times you got it, that is the hardest part in this first line. It's just going from D to G. Everything else you 2 have played before in another song. So let's do our first part's a scale. It's almost like Are You Sleeping, Brother John, except we're going down. So we go G, F, E. Let's do that together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. G, F, E. Without me talking. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We get a nice, easy exchange in this hand, right? We get to go 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. You can use your 2nd finger if you want on the 3rd fret here. 4. Let's use that. I think that works better. We're going to go 3. So your third finger plays G, second finger plays F sharp. Okay, that was pretty easy, right? That's the scale going down. Next we have our kind of tricky part. D, G, A, E. We try that. D, G, A, E. Ready? One more time. 1, 2. D, G, A, E. So I'm going to count 2, and then we come in on 3 with D. Right? 1, 2. D, G, A, E. How about I count one measure of 3, and then 1, 2, and we come in on 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. G. Did you get all those notes? D, G, A, E. Let's roll the dice and see how many times we should play that. Ready? 2. That's not so bad. 2 times. Ready? So I'll count 3 and then 1, 2, and we come in on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. D, G, A, E. One more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right. Did you get all those notes? Right on time with me? Let's try from the beginning. If you got all those notes, we're going to do the whole thing. 1, 2, 3. Did you get all? I bet maybe everyone got one mistake. Maybe just one note wrong. If you got all of them, give yourself a pat on the back. Let me know in the comments. I will give you a ticket for that and show it in the next video. Okay. One last roll for how many times we play this line. 3. We have 3 times to get it right. Okay? 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. And then you get to do your part. Okay, next time we're going to play that whole first section, and then we're going to look at the last 2 lines. Okay, let's play Allegretto, and then I will say goodbye to you two for today. So, here we go. Intro. octal out. Oops. Repeat. Alright. Great job, Caroline and Rosie. Send me videos of how Tons 1 is going. If you've got all those notes, you've got all those hard skips, I will give you a ticket. I will show it to you in the next video. And if you're working on Allegretto, go ahead and send me a video of the whole thing finished, okay? I will also reward a prize to the whole Allegretto being done. If you can play it with the accompaniment from the first video all on your own, I will give you 2 tickets for that. Okay? So I hope you're both staying safe. Hope you're inside having fun with your family and friends. If you have a couple friends that you're able to see if they live really close by. Other than that, I'll see you next Tuesday on the 24th, right? Yes, right? 19, 20. Yeah, the 24th. Okay, so have fun practicing. Stay home. Stay safe. I'll see you on the 24th. Bye.